Now, I've spoken a lot about the fake Gaza famine allegations, but you don't need to take my word for it. Now, the US ripped apart the Gaza famine hoax. The US ambassador to Israel confirms there is no famine in Gaza. Ambassador Jack Lew said that the famine claims were based on very wrong numbers and blasted inaccurate information about food in Gaza as irresponsible. Over the last 2 months, 2,100 truckloads of food entered northern Gaza alone. Over the last 2 months, over 100,000 tons of food aid entered the Gaza Strip. 800 aid trucks are still awaiting collection by the UN on the Gaza side of the crossing. Israel is flooding Gaza with food while fighting the war Hamas declared on it. Just to clarify how unprecedented that is, imagine that the Russians would be providing the Ukrainians with food and medicine while at war with them. Remember, UN groups also warn of famine from time to time, and they've been wrong every time. Famine in Gaza means 3,000 to 600 people dying of hunger every single week. Not even Hamas claims that that is happening. Gazans, in fact, get more food now than before the Hamas October 7th massacre. Gazans receive more calories per capita, over 3,000 that is, than Norway, Switzerland, or the UK. There is no famine in Gaza, and there never was a famine in Gaza. Now, the horrid pictures of children scrambling for food are indeed harrowing and are created by the Hamas, who violently take control of the humanitarian aid and distribute it for exorbitant prices. Now, on a different but similar note, last night the Houthis tried murdering people in Israel for the fourth time this week. Early this morning, my friends in Tel Aviv were awakened by a siren, yet again. Their children ran into a bomb shelter, as did hundreds of thousands of other Israelis, both Jewish and Arab, who live in Tel Aviv and Jaffa. A Houthi-launched Iranian ballistic missile was hurtling towards us from 2,000 kilometers away. The missile was thankfully intercepted, but fragments of the interceptor smashed into a home. The Islamist Shiite Houthis in Yemen, who are fighting their own countrymen to gain power over the whole of Yemen, want us Israelis to also die. They say so in their motto: death to America, death to Israel, and a curse upon the Jews. They are partners in Iran's genocidal war to destroy the Jewish state, but they also want to earn some international acclaim and show their people strategic gains from joining what has become the trend amidst the growing number of extremists in the international arena: Israel bashing. Israel has spent the last year degrading each of Iran's fronts, and it will do what it must do also against the Houthis. But the Houthis are not just the problem for Israel. Extremists never are. They just begin with the Jews. The Houthis are a stick in the wheels of the world's economic and international shipping. Call on your leaders to take action against the Houthis, against the Islamic Republic of Iran, and against extreme Sunni jihadism, such as the Muslim Brotherhood, supported by Turkey's Erdogan and by Qatar. Such groups revere death and destruction and are to the detriment of the West.